when the war started. They protected me.
Hello friends, I recently saw the trailer of The Creator, which is a futuristic based sci-fi action thriller based on artificial intelligence and robotics. And I think the trailer looks really nice. The 3D effects and the animation done looks really nice. The movie is directed by Gareth Edwards, the guy credited for making the Godzilla sequel in 2014, and then in 2016 he made the Rogue One, the Star Wars franchise. All these movies had some really good CGI, 3D animation effects, and so is The Creator, which is going to be released soon. After watching this trailer, it invokes some really nostalgic feeling in me because I remember 5 movies which is going to impact, which I have seen in my past, and I think is having a lot of impact in the future because all these 5 movies have a lot of connection to the reality which is happening presently as well as in the future. So in this video, I'll be talking about these 5 movies, which I have seen right from my childhood over the past 20 years, and the way it is shaping the future. It's really great, and it's really nice the way it is shaping the future. So keep watching this video till the end, and I'm sure you will really like it because these 5 movies are, I think, very close to what will become a reality in the future, and the future is not very far. So keep watching. This video is promoted by Hapsis.com. If you like some really cool jackets which you can wear for any occasions, including rainy seasons and also while traveling, then you can go to Hapsis.com and purchase it. The products will be delivered to you within 5 to 6 working days. We also have a trial period of 12 days where if you don't like the product, you can return it and your entire money will be credited to your account. So all hassles covered. We also have a good collection of wallets, men's wallet made of leather, and you can keep them and create a good impression in front of your families and friends. So now back to the video. Talking about artificial intelligence futuristic movie, no other movies comes even close to the Terminator sequels. The movie had around 6 sequels to be precise, starting with part 1, which was released in 1984, which launched Arnold Schwarzenegger as the villainous role. But then again, his career took a real high when The Judgment Day came. It became a landmark movie and it launched Arnold Schwarzenegger's career in a very big way. It was released in 1991. The movie broke all box office records. It had groundbreaking visual effects that wasn't with the technology which was available during those days, and it was really remarkable. A James Cameron movie which was seen by people from all genres, and I saw it when I was in my school days. And this movie was actually more memorable because if you see the scene where Arnold saves the young John Connor from his bike when he was being chased by the killer cyborg and he saved him, that was really remarkable. Some of the dialogues are always remembered by me and everybody remembers it, is "I'm here to save you, get down." These all things are always memorable. After that, of course, a lot of sequels came. Considering the fact that it was a big hit, I don't know how they made it during those days because they got a huge cast and crew and a lot of visual effects specialists were hired to enhance the movie. So after that came Rise of Machines, which was on the year, I'll just check the year, which was released in, of course, Rise of Machines came in 2003. Then came the Terminator Salvation on 2009. Then came the Terminator Genisys on 2015, and then finally Dark Fate in 2019. So till now, these 6 genres of artificial intelligence, movie based on artificial intelligence, is one of the best in the world of futuristic, robotic, artificial intelligence. So keep watching all the sequels if you really like these movies on robotics and futuristic development relating to humankind. The second movie in this category is Irobot, which was released in 2004. The lead role is played by Will Smith, and he plays the role of a detective, a law enforcement officer who believes that employing robots in everyday household work as well as all the other work is not really productive because it destroys human capabilities, and of course it poses a risk. This all became evident from the fact that during his childhood days, he met with an accident, and some robots jumped into the water to save him. He was getting drowned, and he also had his sister on the car. So he asked the robot to save his sister and not him because he was capable of rescuing himself. But the robot did not listen to him. The robot just went into calculation and saved him rather than his sister, and his sister was drowned. So from then onwards, he had a negative inclination towards robotics and artificial intelligence, and he never likes interacting with the robots or taking help from any robot for doing his work. That's how his negativity towards the robotics came up, and his fear came live when an artificial intelligence controlling the group of robots doing work for humans were actually taken control, and that artificial intelligence tried to control human beings in a big way, right? So this is how he fights back. The movie is all about how he fights back and gets and restores humanity. Also in the process, he meets another artificial intelligence, a single made human, a single made robot, which had all the traits of a human characteristics, but he was independent from that artificial intelligence. And that guy actually saved humanity, saved humans from that evil artificial intelligence who was trying to take control over human beings. So this movie is quite a watch. You should watch it, Irobot. The third movie relating to humanoids or artificial intelligence controlling human is Upgrade. It was released in 2004, and it's relating to an unemployed person. Of course, he lost his job because of artificial intelligence, and his wife was working for a large corporation. When both of them were attacked by a group of gangsters, his wife was actually killed in the process, and then he was almost left dead, being paralyzed. Finally, someone came to his rescue. The head of a very big corporation, a very big entrepreneur, came to rescue him, who was a very young kid. He gave him a chip to implant on his shoulders, on his neck, behind his head. And that chip restored his capabilities to run and walk, which he was not able to do because of that attack. Now, along with those capabilities, he also got a lot of other capabilities, which, for example, fighting skills, running skills, and deducting capabilities, all these things. But that chip was given for a particular purpose because it was the idea of higher artificial intelligence who wanted to take control over humanity, and he was actually given the powers to eliminate the threats which that artificial intelligence was facing. So he was tasked with that, and he didn't know that initially because all he did was taking revenge, because he thought he was trying to take revenge and finish the guys who were responsible for taking the life of his wife. So this is something which is worth watching, Upgrade. The fourth movie in this category is Automata, the lead role played by Antonio Banderas. Post-apocalyptic period when the solar flares lit up and destroyed a lot of human lives. People where the human population was reduced to very, very few people on Earth. And one of them was Antonio Banderas, who was playing the role of an insurance agent. He was hired by a company who actually specializes in building robots. So this company actually built a program for building robots who can help human beings, who can work for humans in harsh conditions where humans cannot go and work. For example, in the open sun, if they go and start working, their skin will burn and they will not be able to do anything. So that is why these robots were made, but they installed two important key features. The first is these robots should not attack any humans in case of threat or anything. Second is they should not be capable of repairing themselves. So when a police officer reported an incident where he saw a robot who was repairing himself. This task was given to Antonio Banderas to go and investigate and find out how that robot was repairing it himself. Finally, they found out that there is one particular robot who did not have this hardwire programming that he should not attack humans in case of threat or repair himself. And that robot was changing everything, all the robots who were available for serving humans. In the process, he found out that robots have their own emotions, their own thinking. And finally, when he was facing the threat from that company, which hired him, because of certain reasons, like he was not able to perform, and he was termed as a traitor. He was branded as a traitor, and they tried to take him down, kill him. These robots saved him. They took him to a remote position, a remote place in the desert, and took care of him. And finally, when the evil guys tried to take over the robots, the robot resisted and they fought back. So this is how the story is, and it's quite interesting. So you should watch it, Automata. The fifth and the final movie on artificial intelligence is Chappie. The lead role is played by Dev Patel. It was released in 2014, and it's all about the increasing crimes which is happening within Johannesburg in South Africa, and the police department were entrusted with the task of taking care of the crimes. But since the gangsters were very advanced and had all the automated weapons and they were very strong, the police department then approached a company who was building robots. Dev Patel was a chief engineer in that company, and he was entrusted with the task of building robots for the police department so that the crime rates can be controlled. These robots had metal armors, had good body plates, had weapons, and then they can actually thwart any kind of disturbances or nuisance or attacks done by the gangsters, the criminals. So he was doing this task, and then again the negative role was played by Hugh Jackman. He is actually a soldier turned entrepreneur who was actually doing actually the same thing which Dev Patel was doing. Dev Patel was actually hired, and he was the chief designer again for the competing task. He believed that one artificial intelligence can control all the robots, and that he will control. So he was actually jealous of Dev Patel's success and the respect that he gets in the company. So he puts his own brain into use to negate him, to defame Dev Patel so that he loses his fame and he gets the project. So this is how the movie runs, and then in the process Dev Patel builds a humanoid robot without the permission of his primary company, of his hiring company, and then he instills human intelligence in it. The robot was doing very good. The robot was named Chappie. It had childlike expressions, but over time it develops itself. And then there was a point where Dev Patel was actually given a sentence of death sentence given by the government, and then Hugh Jackman hires his team of robots to take him down, including Chappie. But Chappie protects him, and then the human consciousness of Dev Patel gets transferred into a different robot, into a metallic body. So this is how the story goes. The movie is good. It's not that very touchy and reality based, because it's about transferring human conscience into metallic items, which is technically not possible now. Could be possible in the future, not sure. So it's still worth watching. So you can watch it, Chappie. So this is all the 5 big movies which have impacted me over a period of years, which I've seen in my previous days, and has a lot of connection to the current things, the current generations, the things that is happening all around. People losing jobs because of artificial intelligence. In fact, a lot of businesses and work getting affected by the implementation of artificial intelligence and humanoids and robotics in every sphere of work. So this is it. If you like this video, hit the like button and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet subscribed. This is Pradeep signing off. See you next in another video. I will be coming out soon with more information and more things that can have a lot of impact and make a lot of sense.